Hello everybody. So sorry about all the wait. I had a big technological issue and I don't understand why it happened, but we redid everything, so it should be good now. Please let me know how everything sounds though. That is the main thing I need your help with. Does everything sound okay? Am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Really, any feedback there would be really helpful. Okay, I'll be on in just a moment. I'm just going to grab my last little bits and bops. And I'll be on in like 3 minutes. Okay, see you soon. Do I sound too quiet? Is the music too quiet? Maybe the music's too quiet. I did choose some extra quiet music, to be fair. About to go live. Thanks. All right, let's rock and roll. Let's rock and roll. We're gonna start right here and just see how that looks. Look at me. I exist. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a great weekend. Weekend? Hold on. There's the vertical one. I have had a pretty eventful week. I've been working really hard on my game, and really excited to share more about that. But I'm even more excited to do what we're about to do, which is to finish up our our Goblin puppet. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. He was supposed to introduce the video. Hold on. Ahem. Hey. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Yeah, they're there. You can't see them. Oh, hey everybody. Yeah, that's right. We're live. Oh, yes, that's right. We're live. Ah! Hi, my name is Jack, and we're crocheting me today. Okay. Is that good? Yeah, that's great. Thanks, bud. You're welcome. All right, let's switch over to the hands and look at what we've got going on so far. Okay, everybody. All right, so what we are doing over the past few live streams, we have been crocheting our Goblin puppet. We've been recreating this. I made this Goblin puppet like a long time ago, years and years ago, and I never wrote down the pattern, but it's one of my favorite things that I've ever made. So I thought it'd be really fun to just redesign it live on camera. You can see all the little bits and bops of like, oh, how I'm redesigning it, how I'm looking at the pattern and all this other stuff, which I think is just kind of fun for people to just see the design process. And it's also important for me because it helps me just stay, you know, I like a big project. I haven't been doing a big project in a while, so it's been kind of fun. This is our third iteration of it. So part 3. And in this part, here's what we got so far. Let's move. Jack, I need you to just sit right here and be patient and nice and kind. Here's what we got so far. Our Goblin puppet's coming together pretty well. We're actually at the point now where I think today we can make our hand mechanism that goes in there and then just start putting it together. We might be able to finish it today. That being said, I do have a hard deadline today and I'm gonna run out of time. So we do need to get rocking and rolling ASAP and get crocheting and all that other fun stuff. Before I do that though, if you like what's going on here and you think it's really cool, you should subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon and like this video so you don't miss it when we do live streams like this in the future. Jimbo is here to say hello. Jimbo, do you want to say hi? Okay, he says hi. The pattern is going to be on the website. It already is on the website. Shout out to Cooper, our moderator, who is helping us put all of the instructions on the website. Now today's instructions, I will say, I think Cooper might have a little bit more of a difficult time because it's going to be less like pattern and more like explanation of things. I do trust Cooper is going to do a great job at outlining it, but I might want to go in and just like fix it up. So probably after today's live stream, I'm going to go in, fix up some things. I don't know. Maybe Cooper's gonna knock it out of the park. He's done it before, and he might do it again. So it could be really cool. But anyhow, I'm a little loopy right now. I'm always a little loopy. That's my name. Okay. Anyhow, the pattern's on the website at clubcrochet.com/goblin. You can check it out right here. That's where clubcrochet.com is. There's a link in the description, and links to everything I'll be talking about today are going to be in that description as well. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Okay. Lots to say from Jimbo. Lots to say. Yeah, my kryptonite. So we are on part 3. We've made already the arms, the ears, the nose, the head. We have a little bit more to crochet on the body, but I thought it might be smart to put the mouth mechanisms in there before we do too much more and then sew everything together. But basically, we're kind of near the end. I think we might have one more live stream because we might want to put together like some customizations. We might want to give it hair or clothes or something like that. So there's a pretty solid chance that we're going to have one more stream about this. But I think the main part of the puppet's going to be done today. So yeah, all the previous videos are going to be available for rewatching if you want to. And the pattern's going to be available on the website. It's currently free, and it's going to be free until we finished our last part of this live stream. After that, it's going to be available for Club Crochet members. Speaking of which, if you really like what's going on here and you'd like to support us monetarily, that would be really cool. You don't have to, but this channel is completely supported by its audience. If you'd like to support monetarily, probably the best way is with the Club Crochet membership. Members get early access to future patterns, access to the exclusive library of tutorials. They get new patterns all the time. Like this one, this is going to be a member exclusive eventually. And there's a whole bunch of patterns on there. Memberships start at only $5.99 a month. You can get a free trial, see if it's something you're interested in, cancel it at any time. It's a pretty cool system. I honestly am pretty proud of it. So I really think you should check it out. You can learn more at clubcrochet.com. amigurumi.com. Other ways you can support monetarily, we have merch and kits in the store. We're currently using our Club Crochet Amigurumi cotton yarn, which looks something like this. And we've got a whole bunch of kits that are available with this, including our cool, look at this, woo, dinosaur crochet kit, which you've probably heard me say about a lot if you've been watching this channel. But we're going to be doing a new thing coming up soon where people will be able to purchase the yarn individually if you have a membership. So I'll let you know how that's going. I still need to edit all the pictures for it, so I've been kind of slacking, but it's coming out soon. What other things did I want to say, guys? Oh, pre-order my book. Pre-order my book. Have you pre-ordered my book? Why not? You should. My new book, Crochet Gummies, is coming out this September. Along with a brand new game called Battle Gummies, which I haven't technically announced yet. I was supposed to announce it today. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but we're going to be announcing it next week instead. But that being said, there's a new book coming out, and you can pre-order it now, and the game will be available for... hold on, I'm trying to look right now to see if we got any more pre-orders from last week. I have a feeling we didn't. I think pre-orders have kind of slowed down, which is totally okay. Hey, we did get one. Oh, as of yesterday. So this is for, it looks like Kim. Yes, Kim. Oh, in California. Kim, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. We're doing this thing right now where everybody that supports, hold on, I gotta get my buttons. Everybody that pre-orders the book gets a button added to this jar, and when this jar is filled, we're gonna give away a gumi that I hand crochet. Actually, let's do a big one for our friend Kim, since we haven't been adding them. Hold on, I'm trying to look for I have a big button somewhere that I almost used. Yeah, there it is. I knew it was right in front of me. This is for you, Kim. Let's make a little bit more of a progress here. And anybody in the chat right now that has already pre-ordered the book, give a shout out. Say, I pre-ordered it, and I'll add more buttons to this for you to say thank you for your pre-order. Yes, that's right, Jimbo. Extra buttons for extra people. Yeah, Jimbo gets it. All right, so we're gonna, here, let's flip this upside down like that because it looks pretty. So yeah, thank you so much, Kim, and thank you for everybody else that has already pre-ordered the book. You guys rock. Okay, let's get hooking. Let's crochet, baby. So where did we leave off? We've made the arms. I'm gonna put the arms off to the side because now I think it's time to work on our mouth mechanism. So I have all of our stuff for that. So today, because we're doing the mouth mechanism, we're gonna need some weird materials. The first thing we're gonna need is we're definitely gonna need cardboard. So I just have this cardboard here. We don't need very much of it, but this is gonna be used for making the mouth mechanism itself. After the cardboard, we're also going to need duct tape for holding the cardboard together. You can use any kind of duct tape. I got this black duct tape, which will be kind of nice so you won't see anything a little bit easier. You'll also need some felt. I'm going to be using this black felt here that is covered in my cat's fur. So I'm also going to be using this defurifier to take the fur off. That's right, Jimbo. Sorry, you can be present in the stitches of this pattern, but not the mouth. How about that? So you'll need some felt, you'll need the cardboard, you're gonna need some scissors. I suggest using some heavy-duty scissors that you don't mind dulling, because whatever when we cut cardboard with scissors, it does dull your scissors. So you gotta be careful about that. So if you want to use something other than like your fabric scissors or something, you might want to. Something a little bit more heavy duty that can cut cardboard. What else will you need? You'll need, we'll need some pink yarn for a tongue. We'll need some white yarn for some teeth. We'll also need a needle. Probably a pretty sharp needle like this maybe. We might be able to get away with a less sharp needle. It's gonna depend. Actually, this one here might work. So it's a little not as long. Oh no, that one definitely won't work. I'm trying to find one where I can put a full strand of yarn in the needle itself, which is really hard to do with this, but I can. I've done it before and I'll do it again. But you'll need a nice needle here. You'll also need... We probably will also need some hot glue, which I have prepared. Okay. Ready? Are you ready to rumble? Oh, and you'll need a pen too. Okay, well, let's get started. We're gonna start by drawing out on the cardboard what we need to cut out. So we're gonna take the face here. I'm gonna actually pull in the mouth here. Basically, we wanna make a kind of like a half circle here that fits this mouth section perfectly. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it here. We want it basically like this. You know what, let me look on my other one here. How far in did I make the mouth? Okay, I made it pretty big. Okay, so it goes in a little further than where the mouth is. See, it kind of goes into the inside. So we need it a little bit bigger than that half circle, but we can use that half circle as like our drawing bit. So we can put them here, and we'll get a mouth. What's this called? You know when you go to the dentist and you bite into like that goo to get like a shape of your teeth? That's basically what we're doing with this goblin. And this goblin's gonna be customized. So I think that this goblin will not necessarily be Jack. It'll be like, I think we're gonna go like just start right there maybe. That might be actually a little low. So let's go up here. And I'm just gonna go, that's the other thing. We need to know how long we need to go. So where are the edges of the mouth? One's right here and one's over here. Okay. So those are going to be like my basic guides, and what I'm going to do here is draw this half circle that goes out to this line, and we're going to hope this is long enough. If it's not, we'll do it again. It will not be a big deal. And I'm just going to kind of like guesstimate where the half circle is and be okay with it being a little weird. I think it's about that big. Oh, I dropped Jack. I'm trying to feel in here. Yeah, I think it's about that big. Here, let's use something to measure this. That's the bottom. That's the top. So it's about that long. Yeah, wow, that's almost exactly perfect. Great. Okay, so we want to make 2 of those halves. So we got to draw this twice, or cut it out twice. I think maybe we just cut out the first one and then we try to cut out the second one, right? That makes more sense. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this half circle out and hope it works. So I'm using my fancy fabric scissors that like I said, I probably shouldn't be using these. But you do what you're going to do. Clean that cardboard up later. Okay. Alright. This is some heavy duty cardboard, I have to say. So I don't know if this is going to be the best cardboard to use. We might need to get some other cardboard. Alright, it already looks like I maybe made this too big. So if I put it in the mouth, yeah, it's maybe a little too wide. Yeah, it's definitely a little too wide. Okay, so we can cut down its width a little bit. Not very much, though. Because we do want it to, like, fit in there pretty well. But look how it's, like, kind of stretching that mouth out. Like, look how wide his mouth is now. That's kind of too much. So we want to cut off a little bit of that. So I'm just going to go ahead and just do... And this will also round out the mouth a little bit more. So we'll cut off, like... maybe like ½ an inch's worth. Down to like there. Let's round it out a little bit better. That's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, not too bad. I still think it might be a little long. Yeah, I think it's still a little long. So let's cut it down just another little bit. Just a little bit, like that much. And then also I think we can kind of round it out a little bit better too. That. Nice. And we'll do the same over here. Alright. Gonna have a lot of cleanup to do at the end of this video. That's good. Okay, I really like that size. Okay, so let's measure this actually. Now, the measurement not going to be the same for you probably, but it'll give you a good place to start with. So it looks like it's about just a little over 4 inches long and about 2 inches in depth. That's what we're kind of trying to replicate here. So we want to do this again for another piece of cardboard. So this time I can just use this as a template. That. And then we should be able to just copy it perfect. There we go. Okay. Almost there. Nice. Okay. Now we got 2 pieces, and it makes like kind of an oval. It's less of a circle, or less of a half circle, you know, more like an oval like that. Okay. Looking pretty good. There it is closed up. Okay. All right. So next up, wait, sorry, do we need to take into consider which way the cardboard is corrugated? No, I don't think you do. I did it this way so that it's corrugated so that the lines are like straight up and down like that, because it'll give it a little bit more strength. If it was sideways, it will have like a little bit of weakness. So like, let me show you. Okay, so per Zoe's question here. So this is the corrugation. It's going currently horizontally like this. If this was cut like that, this is the opposite. It's going vertically. If this was cut horizontally, this has the tendency, that's where the folds will be. So when you're opening and closing the mouth, it's going to have, like, it might be weaker that way. So if you do it this way instead, it's probably going to be a little stronger. So good question. So the answer is yes, actually. I said no, but the answer is actually yes. You do want to look out for which way it's corrugated. Thank you for asking. Okay. Oh, and we had a bunch of pre-orders. Oh my gosh, I forgot to do that. Okay, hold on. Real quick, pre-orders. Thank you to Zoe, and thank you to Nicole, and thank you to Prisma, and thank you to Timothy, and thank you to Cooper. Okay, Zoe, Prisma, Cooper. Oh, Kathy too. I know Kathy. I'm pretty sure Kathy pre-ordered. This one's for Kathy. Ooh, that one? Oh my gosh, this button is special to me. This button is actually from my Stitched set, which is my game where you can... No, anyhow. It's that little red dot was for a special dice thing. And then this one is for... Who did I miss? Timothy! This one's for you, Timothy. Look at this cool one. This is getting very close to the top. Like, I think we're about like 15 buttons away. I think there's some other people. Kristen! Thank you, Kristen! Let's see. Okay, I think that's everybody that commented. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for the patience. Okay, back to it. All right, next thing we want to do is we need to make a felt bit. Oh, wait, also, see how that's just a little longer? I'm just going to cut that down just a little bit. Nice. There you go. All right, next thing we want to do is we want a felted circle for this. So now we need our black felt here, and we're going to cut this felt to fit this shape with a little bit of extra space. So we want it to have maybe like, I would say maybe like half an inch, not even half an inch, like a quarter of an inch on every side. So if I just go like this, probably, like that, and then How are we gonna do this in the right way? I'm trying to think if I should pin it down or just cut it. Because I don't have a... Maybe I do have something that I can draw with. Let me look. I don't know if this is gonna work. Let's see, does this highlight? Not really. It kind of does, actually. Okay, we'll use this highlighter. And hopefully I'll see it. I can see it. I doubt the stream can see this. But who knows. Still Jimbo fur all over it. Okay. So I drew like a basic outline there, and we're gonna cut it to be as close as possible. Can you see that outline? You can, kinda, right? All right. I'm gonna be very careful while I'm cutting this. And I guarantee we're gonna need to like fix this cut in a little bit too. Put that to the side. Oh, my mom is trying to call me right now. Mom, it's Friday. You know what that means. Okay. A little softer on that edge. Okay, let's see how that looks. That goes there, and that goes here. We want maybe just a little bit of space in the center. Okay, so it looks like we can probably trim just a little bit from the edges here. This is all going to get sewn into the mouth, though, so we don't need to stress too much about this. But like, you won't even see where these edges are because they're going to be inside the mouth. That's pretty close, though. Okay, so here's the next thing I want to do. I'm trying to remember how I did this. I think the way it is I want this to be able to fold over like that. Right? Yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay, so here's what we do. We take these two pits right there, and we want to duct tape these two ends together. So I'm going to use my black duct tape here. And you want it only duct taped on one side. We need to be careful with this duct tape. If it gets on this table, it's going to be very annoying. Okay. So I'm actually going to lay these down. I think I'm going to try laying this down like this way. Oh, this is dangerous. I'm going to do this. Maybe I just hold that down like that. You know, I really don't want this tape to get on. Here, we're gonna use this, whatever this is, down like that, so that if we accidentally tape, no wait, we need a longer one. This will work. Okay. Just in case the tape hits, so that way it doesn't get on the table. That. Take the tape. And we'll just go. Boop. That. I'm not going to stress that it's on the paper right now because we're going to cut it anyhow. Nice. Okay, and it's going to, it will not come off this cardboard. We're going to have to recut this cardboard if we ever want to remove it. And I'm just going to cut the tape and the paper itself to release it. Like that. Nice. That's trash. Okay, now these edges of the tape, I'm going to try to like soften the edges. Cut off most of it. Okay. I'll just round it on the outside there. This one's pretty good, so we'll just kind of round that one. Okay. Nice. We're making progress. We're making progress here. We're gonna need that tape again in a little bit to make the mouth, like, there's like a thumb thing in there that we gotta make. But there we go. Now we have like the little mouth thing. Next up, we want to get this attached to the inside of this like that. So we just want to hot glue this in. It's way easier to just hot glue it. I usually do not like hot gluing things, but it's way easier in this case. So here's how we're gonna do that. We need another piece of paper so I don't mess up the table again. There we go. Another piece of paper. And we need to plug in our hot glue gun, baby. Okay. We are hot gluifying. We're gonna let this sit right there. Let that get hot for a second. While we look at the chat. Hi chat, how is everybody? When you use cardboard, Zoe says when they use cardboard amigurumis, they like to glue two pieces together with the corrugated going opposite directions for added sturdiness. Oh, that's a good tip. I do wish I had a die cutter, yeah. Oh, my computer's not plugged in. That could have been a problem. But we solve problems here. My computer's been dying a lot recently. Hi Isaiah, how you doing? All right, looks like our glue's getting pretty close. So we want the glue on the taped side. And here's why. This is actually important for you to know. So the reason we tape only one side of it is because we need it to open and close here, right? So if we tape the other side, it's not gonna do that. You know, like we can't open and close it on this side. So the side that we want it open and closing on is the same side that we want the felt to be glued down onto. So we need the felt on this side of it. And kind of depends which side of the felt you want. We don't need to glue. I think what I'm gonna do is I think we'll glue just like a dab in the very center, like that, to keep it centered. You know? So we'll do a couple of them. We'll go boom. Do a little line in the center. Just like lightly. Like that. Nice, okay? And then you do not want to overdo the glue here because the glue will, like, it'll mess with the cardboard, but it'll also mess with the look of the felt too. So I am gonna like add glue all over it, but I'm doing it very like lightly. I don't ever want it to come apart, of course, but I just don't want to have too much like globs. Okay, it's pretty good on that side, I think. Okay, and now this side. Down. I think that's actually mostly all the hot glue we're gonna need. I think I might need a little bit for something else, but I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's got a tendency to stay open, which is what we want. We want it to stay open, and so that we push closed. You know. So that's kind of cool, actually. That it's already doing that. All right. I actually think we're good with the glue. Plug it. And nice. Okay. Next thing is I'm going to keep this piece of paper here because the next thing we need to make, I don't know if I need to do this. I added this part on way after I made the puppet. However, oh, my cat Prisma, my cat's name, our other cat's name is Phoebe, but we call her Beefy because she's a little chubby, and also because it's fun to say. She's our little beef. Okay, back to it. So, the thing that I put in this one, let me see if you can see it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it much. You can feel it in there. You see? Here, we'll use a needle to point it out. See that black tube thing right there? Right there? That? It's essentially what that is it's like a thumb, like, tube. It's like a tube that goes over my thumb, so that when you put your hand in there, your top of your hand goes over the top of it like this, and then the tube part, you put your thumb into the tube, so you're holding your hand like this, kind of, and it's way easier to open and close it. It keeps the bottom part of the mouth open and closed, so you only need to move the top of the mouth. So that's what we need to make, is we need to make a little mouth tube that we glue to the we don't have to glue it. We can just tape it to the very front of the puppet's mouth. Cool little trick that I learned from a puppet channel, which I cannot tell you the name of because I don't know it anymore because it's been so long. Okay. Now the question is, I don't remember how I did that. I don't remember how I made that tube. I think what I did was I literally taped around my thumb backwards, and then put another piece of tape over that, and then put another piece of tape on the end of it, which is what I connected to the front. I think that's what I did. But again, I added that in after the puppet was already made last time. So this time we're doing it before we actually make the puppet, or like sew everything together. So I don't know how well this is going to work, but we're going to give it a shot. Oh, Nation of Crochet, dude! Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Hold on. Jackery. You have someone that wants to say hi. Oh my gosh, is that? I think that's 5 pounds. It is 5 pounds. Oh my gosh, that's worth like a bagillion snails. Do I eat it now or do I spend it on snails? Just eat it. Okay. Delicious. Tastes foreign even. I love it. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate the support. Okay, back to it. All right, so let's try making that thumb tube. We're gonna take a little bit of this tape first, and you're gonna figure this out with me because I don't know what I'm doing. So we'll start like that. I'm gonna go around my thumb like how am I gonna do this? Like this, around it. I think I remember like really just like not doing this necessarily well the first time I did this, but it worked, so I was like, whatever. Or maybe I did this way. No, it makes more sense to do it this way. Go longwise, hold that over, and man, this is tough. What is thumb shaped? Do I have anything that could work for this? No, not really. Okay, we gotta do what we gotta do. Just fold that. No. Just okay. That. How am I having such a difficult time with this? Whatever. We're just gonna... Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not gonna work. Well... No. that ain't it. That ain't it. Well, you know what? It's not terrible. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, but it's not terrible. Let's try it again though. It's tough. This part's tough. I honestly don't remember how I did this originally. Let's try it again. Thumb. Go. You know what? Maybe do it around our index right now. Because we can tighten it, right? Nice. Okay. Wait, that's actually pretty good. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, we just gotta be careful here. But I think this is gonna work. So we're gonna go around the outside like that. And then we want to put tape on the opposite side of this too. So how am I gonna do that? Let's put a thumb in this part. We can get it in there. Yeah, we just need it to be tight enough, so just enough so that it snugs to our thumb a little bit. And then we'll take a little more of this tape here. And we're going to tape the outside of this dummy thing too. So it doesn't have a sticky little... Oh, crap. This part is annoying. Alright, let's try this again. Outside of the tape. That. Nice. Boom. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay. Now we got a little thumb tube. Nice. Okay, actually, this is going to totally work for us. So we got our thumb tube. Fits our thumb good enough. I might want to stretch it out a little bit. See if we can. I don't know if it's even going to stretch out, though. Yeah, actually, I think that's probably fine. How far in does the original one go? Yeah, that would totally work, I think. Well, no, actually, Zoe, I don't think that would work. Or second pair of hands would be super useful. I actually don't think that that would work if you did it around a rubber glove, because you need to be able to just like shove your thumb in there, and a rubber glove would be like loosey-goosey. So you want it to be kind of like to hold its shape a little bit, which is what it's kind of doing right now. And then this goes to the end of it. Pretty closed in like that. See, so this connects to there. And then that way it's like, imagine this connects. And so, yeah, that actually does work pretty well. Okay. You don't need to do this, by the way. You can get away without making a little thumb thingy, bob, but it does help out a lot. That's pretty good. Okay. And we're just going to flatten the top of it like this to create a hinge. And we're going to put this hinge on the very end of this like that. I'm just going to not glue it. We're just going to tape it to the end of that. I hope we don't have to remake this whole thing. Okay. That, we don't need it this long, do we? We're probably going to use the rest of this tape to really secure it down, but I just don't want to like tape down too much of it. Hold on. Okay. This part goes down like this. right? And then this goes like this. Try to get as centered as possible. Pretty good. Not bad. And that should... We still want it to hinge out like this. Okay, because we don't want it to be flat. We need it to still like sit up upright like that. This actually might be too far away too. Yeah, see how far away my thumb is? We want this to be like there. Like that. So we're gonna need to crunch this in a little bit. Like that maybe. Or maybe we just fold it over itself like this to make it smaller. That. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, now we need this part taped in like that. So this needs to be like right there. So again, let's check it on the main one. I just want to feel how... Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, cool. So this then needs to get taped on. So again, this is what it looks like. This is what we're trying to make. This little weird thumb tubey thingy. And then we're going to tape this to the edge there. I'm gonna do it like this. Crap. That did not work the way I wanted it to. Tape is weird. Okay. We'll go like this. This part will go like this. I'm gonna just have this part at the end go over like that. Oh, it's a little off center. Is that gonna be a problem for me? No, not really actually. That's actually not too bad. So let's imagine it in here. Put it in the mouth. Imagine, if you will. That. Right? And then this part. That. And then we go in the mouth. And there's a bunch of stuffing at the top to help hold our head part down. So that it would open. And then close. I think that's good. See if I can't like just kind of barely maneuver it over and then tape it down just a little bit better. Nope. Okay. Ah! Okay, we pull this one out. I think I want this tape a little longer. And then I think I need it to be a little thinner. Stop connecting to itself! This tape is driving me bonkers. There we go. I think like that long. I'm just gonna tear the rest of it. Hold on. No, God, stop doing that. There. I'm bumbly. Okay, there we go. This goes down like like this, just to make sure it stays down. I'm going to cut these two edges just a little bit to create more of a hinge. Something like that. Nice. We just don't ever want this to come apart, because it's going to be really annoying to put it back together once it's already in the face. It's not impossible, it's just going to be annoying. I do wish that this had just a little bit more of a stretch to it. It's not bad though. Okay. We really just need that little bit. That's pretty good actually. I don't think it's going to come apart ever. Well, maybe I'm wrong about that. Let's just add this other bits of type. Let's just add the bits by D by D. We're gonna do that right here. Someone's just tuning in right now, like, what is this crazy man doing? Okay, we're gonna put this tape down like this. Why not? And then we'll do another one right here. Like that. And I'm gonna just cut this a little shorter, because we're gonna need to get access to that felt in a second. All right, it's not too bad, not too shabby. Okay, it's not the best, but it just needs to work. You're never gonna see it anyhow, so it doesn't matter if it looks crummy. If it works, it works. Okay, so that's the gist there, though. Hold on, I need to get this tape off that felt. There we go. Okay. Okay, the last bits of the tongue and stuff we're gonna add after we get this into the mouth, but we're gonna put this part in the mouth now. Okay, so again, this is what it looks like. Let me get some good visuals here so you can really see it for anybody that's trying to recreate this. So this is the front, right? There's the side. There's the inside. This folds over. This is the back. And here's our little tubey thingy. Okay? See what I'm making? You get it. Okay. So the next thing we need green yarn. And where is my green yarn? We don't need a lot of it. I mean, I know I have some right here, but we need just it separated. 1 second, let me go find that. I think it's right here somewhere. Hold on. I don't know where the fart I put it. Whatever, we're gonna do this. Didn't we have an extra ball of green yarn somewhere? A whole ball. No? For real, friends? Okay. Alright. New ball of yarn. This is what we're doing. You know the sound it makes when we open a new ball of yarn. It goes like this. Beautiful. Beautiful work. Okay. Oh, I just found the green ball that I was looking for. Whoops. Okay, so we only need... Let's go with like this much of it. Probably about like 4 feet's worth. Let's see. Every 2 times around my hand is 1 foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. All right, I did about 7 feet. I honestly think that's gonna be too much, but that's fine. All right, next up we need to thread this onto a needle that can poke through felt, which means I can't use a darning needle for that because this won't go through the felt. It'll be really annoying. We need a sharp needle like this. I have this long one. This is the one I use a lot, so I think we're just gonna use this one. It's just really hard to thread the needle. But once we're threaded, everything will be fine. Hey, dude, come on. Freaking first time Louie, that's what they call me. There we go. Boom. Threaded, easy squeezy. All right. Next thing we want to do is not drop the needle on the floor where we're going to step on it. That would be smart. Next thing we want to do is place this in the mouth. We want this thumb part on the bottom. So I'm just going to fold it in half. We're going to place this in the mouth like that. And we need to sew this into the mouth using that black felt there. But this is what's important here, is we want the felt to go inside the mouth like this. Like that. You know? We can't have the felt going outside like this. That'll look weird as heck. We will need it inside like that. Now, how we're going to do that, I don't really remember. We're just going to have to figure that out. I think the best way is like upside down maybe. I don't know, actually. I don't remember how I did this part. I mean, the edges are the edges. So we can probably go like in through here. And what we're gonna use is we're gonna use the inside loops from the mouth. So we're gonna use these inside loops here. I think. Let me look on the final project. Oh, I actually used the inside loops. So not even those loops. Okay, that's crazy, but okay, I can do that. So basically, I used these loops right here. So not either of these loops, right? Instead, we want to use the ones inside the mouth right here, so that we keep these two outside ones on the outside. So we only want those inside loops. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into this first one right here, coming out of it. And then how are we gonna do this? I don't know. Hold on. This goes like this, right? And then we want to go. Hold on. Hold on. I need to math. I need to not math. I need to math. Yeah. It'll go out through that, in through the top of it, right? Wait. So the corner of this part will go through the corner of that part. Oh, man, this is complicated. Like that, kinda. This part's hard. Yeah, I think it's like that though. So, you know what? Let's just pull it inside out. Duh. Okay, we're gonna pull it inside out. This might make our life a lot easier. And we want it like this. Right? So like this is the corner. We just... And as long as this inside flap is pointing inside, it won't show on the outside. That's how we're gonna do it. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay, cool. We're figuring this out. So we're gonna go corner to corner right there. We'll go into the corner of this part and then out through the inside stitch of the mouth stitch right here. As cornered as I can. Like that. I kind of want to get... that's okay. That's pretty good. Let's see how this looks. It's going to be really, really hard to undo this if we don't like it, by the way. So I really hope this works. Okay, we're going to pull almost to the outside. We just need enough to like go all the way around. Because... Oh, wait. Am I doing this inside out right now? Shoot. So we want it this way in. We want it... Wait. Oh. I'm getting confused. I'm confusing myself! Alright, let's try this again. Inside out. We're definitely going to have another live stream after this one. There's no way I'm going to finish this in time. Okay. So if this goes like that, no, because that's the top. Yeah, no, I did mess this up. You need it like this way, right? So that this and this get sewn in like that, that. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. We're on it. We're on it. We're on to something here. Something. I don't know what, but we're on to something. Pull that out. Corner to corner right here. And then up to the next one right there. That's our goal. So this corner should be sewn onto this edge of the mouth. And then that one should go into this next stitch right here. Boom. So like that. Through the felt. Go through the felt. There we go. Into the body. Okay. Alright, so we start there. Let me just pin down the other side really quick. Like this. And then I'll unfold it and see. Let's see how. Let's just see how this is gonna work. So it's like that, and then we'll unfold everything afterwards, and then it'll be inside. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna work. I honestly think that's gonna work. I honestly hope that's gonna work. Okay. Let's do it. Keep going. This is gonna take a while though. Okay, and we do need to make sure like it is as like perfectly sewn in as we can, like that. Actually, that holding it like that's pretty good. Okay, so this is the inside where the eyes are. Holding it like this is pretty good because it kind of keeps it like where it's supposed to go. And I'll go into the next one on the stitch or on the felt, and then out through the next one on the inside of that mouth like that. Boom. Look at that. That's a good system. We got a system here. Okay. System is all we need. System of a down. Here we go. Boom. And then we need to make sure everything's pulled tight, of course. Hold its mouth up so that everything is in the same position. Into the next stitch or placement on the felt. And into the next stitch on the mouth. Again, don't forget we're doing that inside stitch of the mouth. Like that. Right? Whew. This is tough. The tough part. Boom. Gosh, I hope this works. Okay, mouth up and around. Looks like things are going pretty okay. Next placement over, just like a, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch over, a few centimeters, and then into the next inside stitch on the mouth. And we're gonna have about like 40 of these stitches, I think. This is the hard part. This keeps getting snagged. We're using such a sharp needle that is actually going through the pieces of the yarn, which is a little annoying. In, boom, boom. Make sure the mouth is up. Great. Okay, you know what? I should keep those pins in there though. Pins would be smart, just to make sure that everything gets sewn where they're supposed to be. So if it's like that, one pin over here, into there, and then one in the center would be smart. Like here somewhere. And we're not gonna stab ourselves in the hand. Check it out, I stabbed myself really bad the other day with a needle. You can't really see it anymore, but it hurt really bad. I think it was yesterday, actually. Okay, let's keep going. How's everybody doing in the chat? Hello, everybody. Anybody else crocheting today? If so, what you making? What you making? Okay. Not too bad. I think I should go a little further in on the felt. That. I don't think I sewed in the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't. In the original one, I was thinking, did I sew into the cardboard itself? But I don't think I did. I think I just went into the felt because I wanted to have like some flexibility. All right. Oh, heck yeah. Coop said the written instructions are going better than he thought that they would. Awesome, dude. Yeah, I was definitely like, I don't know how the heck I'm going to write this down. I'm just going to say it all, and then I'll figure it out later. Into the mouth. To the next stitch here. Freaking copy editor Cooper is in the house. Copywriter Cooper. Next stitch over into the mouth. Come on. It's so hard to get through these stitches with this needle though. It's really, really annoying. I wish I had just a better needle right now. I just don't know where all my good darning needles went. There you go. I had like sharp darning needles somewhere. Are they on the outside? No. Over here? No. Yeah, I don't know where they're at. Oh, you know what? I do know where they're at. Right here. In this big box of random crap. I just remembered. Check out this cute sticker. These are available in our shop. Actually, they're not available in our shop. They just come with anything that you order. Pretty good darning needle there. Anyone that's like thicker. No. Man, I could have sworn I had like a little bottle of needles. Hey, I found a bottle of buttons. That's not what I'm looking for. What a mess. What a mess. Alright, whatever. If they are somewhere... Oh, wait, are they in here? No, these are just like nails. No. Okay, whatever. Whatever, we'll just have to keep doing it with this one. That's okay. Alright, let's keep going. Next stitch over. And into that stitch on the mouth. Come on. Stop fighting. I don't know why you fight me so much. Yarn. I keep splitting the freaking yarn by accident. Which is why I wanted a bigger needle. If I had a needle that wasn't so sharp, it wouldn't always split my yarn, so it would be really easy to pull the needle through. Do you think I could do it with the darning needle? Probably not. Alright, let's do a few more here, and then we'll unfold it all. Next foot over. I want to get as close to the cardboard as I can. Then next stitch over. Okay, that makes it a little easier. Kind of tedious, but did help. Did it help? Yeah, it helped. Okay. I think we're gonna need to probably glue this down a little bit tighter. Alright, next stitch is the middle. There we go. No, that's not even in it. That. There. Okay. Boom. Yeah, I do think we're going to need to glue this down a little bit more thoroughly. That's okay though, we can do that. Alright, let's make sure, let's get our pins back in there for the very last one. Right here. I just want to make sure everything gets to where it's supposed to go. Which is to right there. Boom. Alright, we're halfway, or we're a quarter of the way done. Quarter of the way done here. Next stitch over. Like this. Seriously, this needle is driving me bonkers. Double needle Louie. Back at it again. All right. We got a knot. Boom. Dude! Oh my gosh, Zoe, that is so cool. Zoe just said that they sold out of goblins at their last Ren Fair. That is so cool. Dude, I am so proud of you. That's really cool. I saw all the pictures and stuff. I gotta say, man, it looked really fun. It sounded like you had so much fun. And the fact that you sold out of the goblins is just like, wow. Honestly, I legitimately just got shivers. I don't know why. It just makes me really excited that goblins are in the hands of new homes. There. I've always wanted to do a Ren fair selling goblins too, so that like I got to live vicariously through you. When I saw those pictures and stuff, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool! Stitch down. Oh, yes! Okay, I did it. You did it. I did it. I poked myself in the thumb. It hurt. It hurt. What are you gonna do? Also, I have to say, Zoe posted a thing on Instagram about her Ren fair that she did, and she used the song "I Was Born a Unicorn" by the Unicorns, and Zoe legitimately one of my favorite albums of all time. Very formative album in my youth. Yeah. It just solidified. I was like, man, me and Zoe are two peas in a pod, dude. Like, we have very similar energies. And it was just really cool. I was like, oh, yeah, you're using the unicorn. Oh, that's awesome. If you haven't listened to them, I think that's like really the only album they have. And then they disappeared. But it's very good. I Was Born a Unicorn is the song specifically. I broke that yarn, whatever. Whatever, everything will be fine. Can I just go through this? Oh my god, I'm changing gears here. We are not using this needle. I'm sick of it. It's annoying me. We're just using a darning needle. And we're just gonna hope that things work out right. Because this will save us so much effort if it works. Oh my god, that's so much easier. What have I been doing this whole time? Stupid. So stupid. So dummy. Alright. That. Boom. Boom. I was born a unicorn. I missed the arc, but I could have sworn you'd wait for me. I was born a unicorn. There it is. How come all the other unicorns are dead? Hey, how we doing? How we doing here? A few more? Few more? Alright, I think the top of the mouth is just about done. I think, yeah, we'll unfold this to make sure everything is right. If it's not right, then we're all gonna be bummed. But I think we're doing alright. I think we're doing good. It's fine, dude. Oh my god. Okay. Pull this inside out. Mr. Goblin. Hey, okay. Hey, hama haba hido wada. Look at that. Look at that. Imagine this goes here. Huh? The little gummy. But that mouth is working. And look, if I put my thumb in here. Hello. Hello. I'm a purple. Oh, wow. Obviously, when the mouth is connected, it's going to make it life a lot easier. But, it's good to know. It's good to know. We're doing alright. Let's keep on keeping on. Back inside out. All right, so now this part needs to go get sewn into that part. Okay. Wait, what happened here? We're just not fully inside out? Is that the problem? Yeah, that is the problem. Okay. And again, before we go back inside out, I am going to want to glue this part down a little bit more thoroughly. So we'll just have to remember that in just a sec. Okay, next part is the mouth, the bottom part of the mouth. So we're just going to start doing the same thing all the way around to the bottom part. Okie dokie. This is going to be a lot easier now, though, because we have a better needle. So we go in, 2, here, on the mouse, right there, yeah. And into, where do we want to go into on the inside? Let's go into these, see how there's these like back loops here of these chains? Can I see them? We're gonna go into those loops. The big thing is, like, you can kind of go into any kind of loops you want to. It's just you want to keep going into the same loops. You don't want to like change things up too much, so that all the stitches look the same on the inside. And we're gonna add a slip stitch to this bottom row to add a bottom lip. So we'll have like some room to kind of like fix some errors, but yeah. Yeah. You get it. All right. Also, let's pin down like the middle. You know, let's make sure that we know where we're gonna get to in the center, and then where we're gonna get to on the outside. I actually think I'm gonna use this for that. So this is the end. Let's start there. End goes here, end goes here. So this stitch here will go to like, wait, what are the, they're getting a little more not noticeable back here. So right like this. Right? Okay. And then we'll do another one in the center here. Where is the center? Center would be right here. And then the center of the mouth is right there. So about right there. Do I have another pin? Sure do. We'll use these as their earrings later. Probably. Like that. Boom. Okay, so that's where we want to get to. So hopefully that'll keep us a little bit more on track. Next stitch over on the mouth. Next stitch over on the, oops. Next stitch over on the inside of the stitches. Theirs looks pretty good. Keep pulling tight. Next stitch over on the mouth. On the inside stitch. Boom. Boom. Make sure it looks good. Yeah, okay, that's looking good. Mouth stitch. Yeah, we're going way faster now. Tina! Hello, Tina. How are you today? Tonight, right? It's late there. Oh, I meant to say, I'm so sorry about yesterday. Thursday, I was supposed to do a live stream, aka yesterday. But I just wasn't able to. I had something come up because changing schedules is hard. But I promise I'm trying to get there so that other people can watch these live streams live too. I just haven't found the right opportunity. And I keep thinking, oh, and this week will be it. But it's hard. It's really hard to change schedules like that. Because like the rest of my life, you know, my personal life, they all finally understand, oh, Fridays is Louie's live stream day. So they don't, like, so people make plans with me on Thursdays, or they think like, oh, okay, I'll yeah, anyhow, you get what I'm saying. They don't have my calendar. Stitch. And then here. Yeah, there's no way we're finishing today. We're gonna definitely do last touches tomorrow. We're just gonna, I think what we're gonna do, or next week rather. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna sew this mouth in and then add like details of the face and mouth. And then next week we'll put finishing touches. So we'll probably get actually feedback on like how you want me to customize this goblin. So if do you have ideas? Anybody have any ideas in the chat? Have I ever heard of the amazing digital circus channels on Glitch that was really I have not heard of that, Isaiah. But I'll check it out. Is that the one with like Jinx and stuff in it? No, that's something else. Alright, let's undo this pin. Yeah, we're making progress though. Most stuff, bruh. My little cousin, her name is Kara. It's so funny. She's like 6 or 7 years old. She's like, she always goes like, bruh. I'm always like, what are you doing? Where did you? Who do you think is cool that says bruh? Because you say that a lot. It's just funny what kids will be. You know what kids will say and stuff. Bruh. She'll say like no cap. So funny. So funny. I do think we might want to loosen up this thumb mechanism a little bit more, but we'll figure it out later. If I need to, I can cut it a little bit to kind of like give it a little bit of a loose grip. Again, it doesn't necessarily matter what part of the mouth you're sewing this into. It's just you want to be consistent. That's the more important thing here, is you want consistency. Boom. We're almost done with the sewing part. Yeah, so you see what I mean? I'm just going to glue, I think I'm going to glue in this last part to just keep the mouth a little bit more sturdily closing as we get to the end. Yeah, we're getting closer though. Go. It's hard to get that stitch in there. right. And I think I mentioned it earlier, but we are going to add a lip over this bottom mouth part too. Which I think will help us with like just the general look of the mouth. Hey, did anybody get my email today? Oh, Rocky is confused. Okay, Rocky, can you explain to me specifically where you're confused? Maybe I can help you kind of explain things. Where did you get stuck? I'm happy to help. I totally get why you're confused, though. It's confusing. The mouth mechanism part is a confusing part, for sure. Jack, how do you feel about the new Goblin puppet? We need to know. Prisma is really sweet and sent you some money to ask you a question, Jack. Jack, wake up. How are you even already asleep? Huh? What's going on? Prisma had a question for you. Hold on, let me look. Let me read. Jack, how do you feel about the new Goblin? Wait, you're making a new Goblin puppet? What? Yeah, man. That's like the whole point. That's what we've been doing this whole time. I didn't realize it was going to be a new me. No, it's not going to be you. It's going to be someone else. Oh. Well, in that case, I'm excited. I want a friend. Or maybe a girlfriend. Well, okay. She's not going to, like, if we do make it a girl goblin, that doesn't mean necessarily that it's your girlfriend. That's like, you got to, like, woo her, you know, like, it's not just going to, like, work out because you're both goblins. We'll see. We'll see about that. I'm very charming. See, look. Wow, that's a good point. You make a good point. So he seems pretty excited. Yeah. Oh, weird. Your partner got the email, but you did not get my email. Very strange there. The reason I ask is because in the email there was that I sent out today. I sent out a special wallpaper that I made this week. That's really cool. It was really cool. So I hope you get it because it was a cool email. I'm not gonna lie. It was like this. It was like this wallpaper. So I've been working on my game a lot this week. And the art for it. And in doing so, I was like, man, this would make a really cool iPhone wallpaper. So I was like, I'll make it. And then I was like, wait, this is really cool. I should do this for like all of them. So anyhow, I decided to put it in the email today. To just be like, hey, here's a free wallpaper. So if you got today's newsletter email, scroll down on it. If you want to search for like Club Crochet. And then at the bottom of the email, or like somewhere in the email, there's a download for a wallpaper that I worked on this week that I think you might like. That's all. And I will make them available eventually, like for other people, but... What's a Gabue pattern too? What's that? I don't know what that is. Gabue. 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 There we go. I want to look up that Gabue. Alright, I think we're at basically our last stitch, so we can undo this. And it's going to be annoying to inside out this, but we can do it. But before we do that, we do want to make sure... Hold on. There we go. We do want to make sure that everything is glued in a little bit better. So we're going to do a little bit of glue fixing. And we're also going to tighten these stitches over on this side. I'll do one more stitch here to go into anywhere pretty much on the inside. Like that. And then we're just going to double knot these two ends. So now we've gone all the way around the mouth so that the two, there we go. All right, so that our two tail ends are at the same space. And now we can double knot these two together. One. And two. And then we can just cut this nice and close. Tape. Tape. I've been attacked by tape. There you go. All right. And then I just want to glue in like the edge of this a little bit better. Just a little bit. We don't need to get too crazy with it. Yeah, Shank's Weekend Heist. That's what it is, yeah. Hold on, I want to look up that. Gubue? Oh, whoa. What is that from? Like Magic? Oh, Final Fantasy. Whoa, that would make a good Gubue. Wow, that thing is cool. I like that. I like that. I'm not a big Final Fantasy fan, but I do like it. All right. So next up, yeah, we're gluing this down. Do we got glue yet? Oh, you're not hot yet. So all I'm doing here is I'm just gonna go around the outside edge here and just clean it up a little bit. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on this outside edge to glue down this just a little bit better. I'm not gonna get too crazy with it. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we'll start here. Okay. And we'll just want to really like soften it on the inside. So it's like flat as I can get it. It's pretty good. All right, same thing on this side. Nice. Okay, yeah, this is looking pretty good. Okay, a little bit more on over here. In the corner of the mouth too, for sure. Pretty good. And then we just pull it in. All right. I'm just gonna keep this plugged in for just a second. Moment of truth here. Ready? Very exciting part. We're gonna inside out this, which is gonna be hard to do, but we're gonna do it anyhow. Here we go. Okay. Hey, how you doing? Hold on. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's totally working, guys. Maybe I went a little heavy on the glue on the corners here, but that's okay. That's okay. Look at that mouth. Oh my gosh, that looks really good, actually. Okay, wait. Let's see. Thumb. Oh my gosh. Hello. Hi. How you doing? That's pretty good. Huh? That's a mouth mechanism. We did it. We did it. We did it. He kind of looks like he talks like this. Hey, how are you? And that's why we needed to add in some mouthpieces. Yep, so that's what's next. We're going to add in some mouth stuff. We need teeth. We need a tongue. And we need a lip. I think first thing we need is a lip, though. Okay. All right, so for a lip, here's what we're going to do for that. We're going to take our green yarn. By the way, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying for that part of this video because I know that was really weird. We only have 5 people watching left because that was a frustrating part of the pattern. I know, and it wasn't very enjoyable to watch, I'm sure. But we're done with that part, so we don't need to stress about it anymore. So next, we can add in the teeth and the mouth and the tongue and the things and the hungs and the hung. Bada-ding, bada-bung. All right. We need the green yarn. And we're going to get finally crocheting again. I'm going to crochet from this side over. I'm going to pull a loop through here, and I'm just going to slip stitch into all of these outside chains. So like all these chains, we're going to slip stitch. You're the real ones. Exactly. You get it. So we're going to slip stitch all the way in all these chains to add just a mouth. And the idea here is just going to add like a lower lip to our piece to kind of mimic this topper lip. Topper? Tip of the top, do you? All right. So I'm going to make a slip knot here. Boom. Slip knot. We're going to pull that slip knot through this stitch at the edge of the mouth right there. On the inside. You don't need to be very tight. Pull that through. We're going to go into the next stitch over, which is going to be right here. And we're going to pull a loop through that and slip stitch it down. We're just going to keep doing that all the way across bottom. You get what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? And the idea here is that should be adding this lower lip. Ooh, I actually don't know if that's how we want it to look, though. Here's what it looks like on our final one. Oh, actually, yeah, that is how I did it on this final one. Okay, that's fine. Let's keep going. Yeah, as long as we had teeth in the corners. I always think the lips look weird without teeth, so it's going to look a little strange. But once we get to the end here, we'll add teeth and then it'll look a lot better. That. We do want to make sure this chain is relatively tight. Not chain, slip stitches. Not like crazy tight, it just, we don't want it to be loose is basically what I'm saying. Looking pretty good though. I'm liking what we're making. Okay. Just a few more stitches here for this lip. And then we'll add teeth, then we'll add a tongue. And then, should we add any facial features? Maybe we should finish up like facial features and clothing and stuff next week. And we'll do like a poll. Maybe not a poll, but we'll do like a little question online. Trumpet. A trumpet would suit this goblin? Well, that's a fun idea. Look at that. Doesn't that look better? This lip? So like look at that lip coming together. This is what it looked like before. So you can kind of see. It's just adding a little bit of detail that kind of is more mimicking that outside stitching, which just looks a lot better to me. A trumpet. A trumpet. Do we have a musical goblin here? A trumpet. That is an interesting observation. I am not opposed to it. I always wanted to learn how to play the trumpet. So I got one when I was in high school, and I practiced it for a little bit, and then my parents were like, maybe not playing a trumpet actually would be good, because I was practicing it at night and stuff. And so then I got an accordion instead. Still have it. Which, yeah, they didn't love that either. I got okay at the accordion. I could play the Godfather song and stuff like that, but I wasn't that good at it. It was just really big. I had 2 of them, actually. They were huge. Like, truly massive accordions. They weren't like little ones. So every time I wanted to practice, it was like I had to wear like a freaking first grader attached to my body. Just like, oh! Okay. Couple more. Okay. There we go. One last one right here. Boom. And we're going to cut this yarn. Pull it through. And we're going to pull through the mouth. And then I'm just going to hide the end in somewhere. Right there. That. Okay. That's good. I like that. That really helps the mouth, I think, a lot, actually. Yeah, I like how that is looking now. Okay, next thing we need is sew this end in, and then we can add some teeth and a tongue. The tongue, I think we're gonna have to hot glue in, so we need to get the tongue back, or the hot glue back going. The only reason is because it goes into the inside of the mouth, and there's no stitches to like sew it to. So we're probably gonna need to hot glue that in, which is unfortunate. You know, I don't like to hot glue pieces in if I can avoid it, but I don't know if it's really worth the avoiding it in this instance. It's looking pretty good though. Let's cut this end too. All right. Let's go ahead and give him some teeth. Give her or him some teeth. Them. I'm not sure if they're a her or a he, or they or them. Do we want to add eyelid or eye things too? Maybe. I think we want to add lower eyelids. I almost always want to add under eyelids rather. So here's what it looks like on the Goblin. See, it's really subtle, but there's like an under eyelid there. And I really feel like by adding that under eyelid on pretty much all my pieces, it makes it look so much more real. I don't know. Like, it just makes it feel like, oh, I feel like right now it's got kind of dead eyes. So let's use some green yarn and give it some not so dead eyes. On the inside, we're going to do our best to not like screw up their stitches too much too. We also could add eyelashes if we did want to decide that we wanted a girl goblin, which I'm a little, I don't know, I'm torn. I don't really know what I want to do here with this guy or gal. So maybe we add any kind of those kind of customizations. The Jennifer Coolidge voice. Oh, wait, hold on. I can do Jennifer Coolidge. I could really. Hold on. I can do a Jennifer Coolidge voice. I know I can. I know I can, right? Oh, wow. Is that a real hot dog? Oh, wow. Okay, it wasn't great. All right. I love Jennifer Coolidge. I could really use a hot dog right now. Isn't that what she says? Something like that. That's the under eyelid. Very subtle, but it actually does, in my opinion, add a lot to it. Makes me want a hot dog. That's true. We don't need to. Yeah, absolutely. You're totally right. We definitely don't need to add any eyelids if we don't want to. Or eyelashes. We could do something fun with the hair, too. Do we want to give them more of like... If we do choose to do a girl goblin, do we want to give them a top? You know, like... Because on our... Jack Gurgle, we have just like a... He's just wearing a loincloth. Which might not be a problem for a goblin. They might not care, but... I just don't want him to get... Her or them to get censored by YouTube. Eyelid looking pretty good. Let's do this side. Teeth. How many teeth do we want? Jack's got 2 big teeth on the bottom half and 2 little teeth on the top. Do we want to replicate that? Do we want to have less teeth or more teeth? Makes me want a hot dog real bad. I don't know. What do you think? 2 teeth on the bottom, 2 teeth on the top? I think that's probably a good idea. You know, it like keeps it simple enough. Oh, wow. I like these eyelids. You really can barely tell, but I really like them a lot. It's funny how just the littlest addition like that makes me really enjoy the look of them. It's like so subtle. Really, really, really subtle. But it just feels like just enough to me. Okay, let's double knot it in there. Cut it nice and close. Okay, let's fix that eyelid a little bit. Probably should have doubled it, but whatever. Because I really wanted it over the eye a little bit more. What I'm trying to do right now is trying to give it... Yeah, that's not bad though. That's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. It doesn't add too much, but it does add a little bit to them. Just a little bit. Okay, tongue and teeth I think are next. Let's start with a... I don't know, what do you guys think for buck teeth? We could try buck teeth. Let's do... Here, let me just start crocheting the teeth first. And then we'll figure out which ones we want. Let me get the white yarn. I don't know where my white yarn is. Ooh! Oh my gosh, that was such a good back crack. That's crazy. Alright. White yarn. Use this one. Oh, there it is. No, that's not it. Well, actually, so we have this like slightly off-white yarn. Maybe that's a little bit better. Let's do the slightly off-white. Just because then it's like a little bit more tooth-like. We can give him a gold tooth also. I do need some kind of titty. That's funny. Yeah, we can figure something out there. Little baubles. Mosquito bites. She can be part of the, what are they called? Tiny Titty McGiddy. There's a word for it. I can't remember. All right, let's. I'm gonna start with small teeth. These ones are just single crochet teeth, and then the big ones are a single half. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start with the small teeth. Small teeth is just gonna be chain 2. 1. Put this over, and 2. Actually, it's 3. We'll do chain 3, and then we're gonna pull really tight to make that end a point, and then in the back loop of the first chain that we made right here, we're gonna do a single crochet, and we do a chain 3 instead of a chain 2 because it'll make like a pointed tooth rather than like a soft tooth. So like that, and then we'll create 1 chain, cut the yarn, and pull it through, and then we're gonna sew it onto the face using these 2 ends. So there's our small tooth. So I'm thinking like a small tooth could be like right there, and a big tooth at the bottom. I mean, that's what we did with this one, and I think it does look really good like that. Yeah, definitely the droopy kind. No question. Isaiah, you're back. We finished up sewing in the mouth, and now we are currently adding like customizations to the mouth. We're definitely not going to complete our goblin today. That was a hope that is just not realistic. So we're just going to complete the mouth today. And that's really what I should have known, that we were just going to get to the mouth today. And then next week we'll finish it up. So it'll be a 4-part stream. All right, so there's another little tooth. Now we're going to do a big teeth. So for a big teeth, we're gonna do chain 1, 2, 3, 4. So chain 4, pull really tight, skip 2 chains. In the 3rd chain from the hook, we're gonna do a single crochet, working in that back loop of the chains. And then into the last chain, we're gonna do a half double crochet. Like that. And then we'll chain 1. Cut the yarn, pull it through, and that is going to be a large tooth. Okay, and it's going to be sewn in so that it's outwards, so that it's kind of like pointing outwards. All right, let's do one more of those big tooths. 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Pull tight, skip 2, single crochet into the back loop of the 3rd chain from the hook, like that, and then half double crochet into our last chain right here. Okay, then we will chain 1, cut the yarn, and pull it through. Boom. All right, so now I've got our big teeth. Here, let's get a good shot of this. Okay, so these are the big teeth. And then here's the little teeth. Like that. Right? Okay. All right. So now we want to do... Should we make the tongue first and then add the teeth in? Where do we want the teeth? Did we decide? Buck teeth, I just feel like look weird. I don't know. This is what buck teeth would kind of look like. Imagine, if you will. 2 teeth on the inside right here. Or sorry, buck teeth up here would be like this. It's very vampire-y. But, I mean, it's not terrible. Maybe she should talk like this.
talk like this a little bit. That's an easy voice for me to do. So, and it does differentiate it from our first Goblin, because Jack talks like this, and then this one should talk like this. So it'd be a little bit easier to tell the difference. Maybe I go really high like this. That could be good.
This is what the big buck teeth would look like. I don't like that. That's 2 buck. 2 buck 2. Let's go. I want the big teeth. You know what? I know what I want. I want the big teeth on the bottom pointed outwards for sure. The 2 small teeth is the ones where I might be down to move them around, but I know I want these ones because I want these to look like tusks a little bit. You know, I just feel like it gives it more of like a goblin-y look. So, I'm going to thread both ends of this. We're going to put them right here in the corners of each of the mouth ends. So I'll start by going into this one. Here. Hold on, I need to see what it looks like there. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll go into there, and then one into there. One stitch over will be like right here-ish. Something like.
That doesn't sound like the voice you want to give him.
Boom. So these 2 teeth, like that, or this tooth like that. Actually, I think this first part needs to be sewn 1 stitch over further to the right. Like there. Okay, I'm going to pull these teeth in enough so that the knot gets pulled on the inside, and then I'm going to double knot it like this. Let's see how it looks. Do we want to give her a gold tooth? See, I'm calling her a her. I feel like a her is going to be the case. Alright, there's our first tooth sewn in. I think that's pretty good. Maybe I should have done it a little further out of the mouth so that when their mouth is closed it doesn't look so weird, but it's not bad.
Hello. Hello.
Let's get the thumb part in.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, I like where that lower tooth is. Let's do another one on this side. So one like right in the corner. What do you mean by that would be cool? You to do a gold tooth? I feel like a gold tooth would be pretty cool. 2 stitches over there. I'm gonna go a little further on the outside of the mouth, which might end up looking weird, but I think it'll look more, it'll be easier to close the mouth. That. Just get these knots pulled in. Okay, we're gonna make another tooth because I just broke that tooth. Pulled too hard. Oops. Sorry, girl. Let's try it again. Quick second or third tooth here. All right. Fix that up. I gotta be more gentle. I'm such a terrible dentist. Okay, let's try this again. One here. Boom. 2 stitches over, 1, 2, right there. Yeah. All right. All right, let's try this again. Pull tight enough. There we go. Pull tight enough. Please. That's good. Good enough. All right. Big teeth are in. Give her a tooth gem. That's why Jack keeps smooching her. Oh my god, I love that. Yes, we'll give her a tooth gem. That's funny. I like that idea. I saw a girl with a tooth gem the other day and I was like, dang, wow. Okay. Like this. And then maybe she also has like lip rings and stuff. That'd be fun. Little punk rock chick. Maybe she has a mohawk. I love the mouth though. This is looking great. It's opening and closing perfect. The thumb fits well. All right, so now we want to do gem. How do I even do a gem in the tooth? I honestly don't even know how to do that. I'll have to figure that out. Oh, we should give her a tongue piercing. That would be fun. Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, 2 teeth. I think we just keep the teeth on the outside. Maybe we just do like, maybe we do like 1, 2 here, like 2 on one side. So we'll do 1 right here. You know, like right there. We got to just make decisions. Ooh, a bullion knot could work. I definitely want to do a shiny tongue piercing. I think that's just too funny not to do. Okay, wait. There. And that makes sense with her lisp, if we give her a lisp. You know? That knot's pulled in. Is this knot pulled in? Yes? Okay. Double knot it. Alright. One of our top teeth is sewn in. Let's look at it. Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Let's get... you know what we need? This is going to help us out a lot. Need some stuffing. This. Alright, so we're going to put this stuffing just on the top of the head, which is going to make it... like, that's basically what we need. Like, not only is it just... we are going to need some stuffing in there, but it also is what we need to keep our head in position. See, so I put the stuffing in the top like that. That's probably too much stuffing. Actually, it might be good. That kinda. I think my time is nigh, my friends. We are running out of time. Like this. And then that way it keeps your hand down on it, so it's easier to open and close the mouth like that. Hello? Hello? It's easier this way. It's kind of hard to do it facing the camera like this, but... hello? That's pretty good. Right? So I'm thinking like another tooth right here, actually. So she's got 2 on one side and not 1 on the other. Tongue piercing, lip ring over here somewhere. And then a nose, maybe like a septum ring. Like a big bowl nose ring. That would be really funny. Okay, let's try it. Yeah, I like the idea of 2 teeth on the same side though too, because it's kind of like... it's different.
It's different.
So one right here, like right next to where that other tooth is. Oh man, you had to work today? Hi Kaylin, by the way. Oh man, 13-month-old that needs to go to bed. Okay, wait. Actually, I'm taking the stuffing back out to get this tooth in better. This one goes over one, right to there. Go. Okay. Alright, last thing we want to do is add a tongue today. I think that's going to be the end of our stream. And then we'll finish them up next week to add more customizations and stuff. And finish the crochet, sew on the arms, things like that. Okay, let's see the tooth. She does have a bit of an overbite, which isn't necessarily bad. Just something to note. I'm gonna take these stitch markers out because I don't need them anymore, and they're kind of annoying me. All right, we'll leave that purple one just so later on when we're crocheting, make our life a little easier. Okay. Right? I'm having a hard time in that position. This is better. All right, so we just need a tongue. Tongue on the inside. Sister, I think maybe Kaylin, part of me wants to say all of the above. She's Jack's girlfriend, wife, sister. No. No. We won't make her all of the above. A sister from another mister. Where is my pink yarn? Is this gonna be enough? It might be. Okay, how are we making the tongue? Let's look at our old one there. Interesting. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna make the tongue a little different this time. I like the triangle size of it, but... Huh. Okay, let me see what I can do here. So I want it to be like that shape. Okay. Hold on. I'm doing some gymnastics in my brain. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We're gonna do 1, 2, 4. We're gonna do 4 chains. Skip the first chain, working in the back loops of the chains. We're going to do, actually, wait, sorry. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna chain 5. We're gonna skip 2 chains, working the back loops of the third chain from the hook. We'll do a double crochet to that one, and then a half double crochet into the next one. And then let's do 2 single crochets into the third one. We're going to turn our piece around. And now we're going to work into the top loops of these chains. So as we turn 180 degrees around, you'll see these top loops of the chains right here. This is going to be our next one. We got 1, 2, this is our third one to work into. So into the first one right here, we're going to do a single crochet in that one, half double crochet in this one, and double crochet in that one. So single crochet in this one. That. Then a half double crochet into the next one, again working on only those top loops of the chains. So like that. I'm going to try to get this tail end around the end of it too. And then a double crochet into the next one. Yeah, we'll still work around the tail end. Let's see how that looks. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's great. Okay, now we're gonna just do chain 2, and then we're gonna slip stitch to the first, or to the same stitch that we just double crocheted into. That. Okay. And now I'm gonna cut the yarn. We don't need too long of an end. Pull it through. And I'm gonna use this tail end to create a more clean tongue line. So you kind of see the tongue line already a little bit there, but I want to make it even cleaner. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this tail end. I'm going to go into the same stitch I just worked into right there. That. And then I'm going to come out through the very tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue too, yeah. Maybe into the center of the stitch even like this. Okay. That. And I'm going to go down the tongue into that last chain again. That. Which should make a little like line down the center of the tongue. Like that. And then we're just going to double, I'm just going to double knot these two ends and maybe hide the ends in. I don't know. I'm not going to double knot too tight. Yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then, yeah, we'll just cut it pretty close. We're just going to glue this onto the inside of the mouth anyhow. These ends won't come undone. Okay. And then we want to add a tongue ring to this, huh? So this will go glued into there like that. But I kind of want to add that tongue ring into the center of that tongue. Right? So how do we do that? We might want to just glue it in. My thoughts are we could use one of these, like a pin. Pin it in, like this. And then bend the pin in, cut the end of it, and then hot glue all of that in there. Which does work. That'll for sure work. It's not very shiny of a tongue ring though. Which is why I'm debating that. I also have beads. Could use a bead sewn on. That would have been smart to sew it onto that stitch that we just did. But the problem is, that would have been a smart thing to do. And we don't do smart things here. Not always. So like this bead, for example. We could sew this on like that. But then it probably won't close the mouth all the way too, is the other problem. Because if we do that, it's going to be like that's as far as I could close the mouth. Which does work with the lisp kind of look, but it's just not a good idea probably. So we probably want it flat. You know, let's go with the first idea. Let's use the pin. So we're going to take the pin I think red is the right color. Yeah. We'll take the pin. We're going to poke it straight into the tongue. Like that. And now we need pliers. I'm going to use 2 pliers, actually. Double plier boy. Okay, grab that one there. And we'll grab this one. There. And then we just want to bend it in. Oh man, I broke it. Dang nabbit. Okay, we're gonna do this outside of the tongue and then add it in. Blue pin? Red pin. New pin? Old pin. I'm out of pins. Oh no. Oh no! How are we out of pins? Hold on. Nope. I don't know where my pins are. Crumbs. Crumbs, crumbs, crumbs. I don't know where my pins are. Okay. We'll have to do something different then. We could do this instead. But again, like, I'm worried about adding a bead to this. You know, because of the closing the mouth problem. Maybe we do a green pin or a pink. No, a pink pin won't work. A black pin. Black pin could work. I have one of those. Or I have a yellow pin. I have this yellow pin that's already bent, actually. Let's do this one. See how that one looks. So this one goes like this. What the freaking heck is going on with this pin? Okay, wait. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna cut this pin. We'll just cut it right here. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh yeah, we do. And then we'll sew this pin in like this. Maybe we go backwards. Come on. Go in there. Oh my gosh, why are you fighting me so much, dude? Just go in there. How hard is it to pierce a tongue? That. Wow, we might not even actually need to glue it in then. Okay. We're just gonna pin this butt down. No, I don't like how that looks. I don't know if this tongue ring is going to work out. We might have to add it later. Or I might need to just figure out my stuff. There. So we go into there, like that. that's how the pin looks. And this end goes, go a little flatter and then round it maybe. That. Yeah, because it can just go in to the side because it's going to be glued in anyhow. There we go. That's actually a little bit better. So that goes right there. That goes in the mouth. Does this hinder the closing of the mouth? No, not really. I mean, like a tiny, tiny bit, but not enough to make it a big deal. I like it. All right. This is really how it is going to be to get a new piercing, right, Jordan? All right, so we're going to glue this into the mouth like that. Fully in the mouth. So we're going to glue it. Okay. We're running out of glue. Okay. So that's going to go in the mouth while this glue's heating up. Hold on. I want to bend this a little bit different. Like this. To get like really out of the way. Did I just break it? God damn it. Dang nabbit. Alright. Change of plans. Because that's the tongue ring thing is not working. We're doing just this. We'll do a safety pin as a tongue ring. Is that crazy? How do we feel about that? That. Is that really silly? I don't know about that. What do we think? What does thou think? Do I? Because I don't think I have any more yellow pins. I keep breaking them. Or red pins or any colors, to be honest. Why? Because I don't know where I put all my pins. Which is, you know, really safe when I don't like to wear shoes. Check out this door I made this week. Super cool. Also, the music ended. We are way over time, by the way. So we really need to finish this up. We do a button. You just glue a button to it? I remember having like a really cute red tiny button. Sorry, I'm looking for buttons. Or pins or anything, really. That's cool giant buttons. I can't find a good button either. Alright team, I'm thinking we're not doing... I think we're just going to glue it in and maybe add a tongue ring later. Because I can't find a good tongue ring right now. Because I can't find my pins. Oh, why don't we just glue in the thing? Oh my god, I'm so stupid sometimes. Okay, wait. That's what we're gonna do. That's way easier. Where is it? It flew somewhere. There it is. Let's just glue this onto there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just what Kaylin said. Let's just glue the pin head right straight onto the tongue itself. And then glue the whole tongue in. That's what we're going to do. Okay. Just a little dab. Ah! Glue on my feet. Ah! More glue on my fingers. Hold on. There we go. Okay. We just glued the pin right in. Or glued the dot right on there. And then we want to glue this into the back of the mouth and not mess this up. Okay, girl, open your mouth. We need this here. Pretty much as far back as we can, like right there. Okay. Oh no, we got glue everywhere. Hold on, we can fix that. Alright, there it is glued in. Let's really flatten it. Get rid of this dry glue. Get rid of all that. Some Jimbo fur everywhere. Alright, there's our tongue. With a tongue ring. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Okay, nice. Alright. We did it. Nobody tell me we didn't, because we did it. Alright. What a mess I've made in here. Alright, let's get the stuffing back into the head. And then take a look at what we've made today. A little too much stuffing. So I'm just trying to make sure they're stuffing all the way to the front of the face. We probably will have to remove this stuffing later when we're adding like hair and stuff on, but for right now it's pretty good. See, so the hand goes above the stuffing like that, and the thumb goes into your little thumb holder like that.
And that's that. Hello. Hello. How are you today? Huh? That's pretty good.
What do we think, guys? Do we like what we've done today?
I think it's pretty good. She got a bit of an overbite. Well, that's pretty good. I think that's pretty alright, personally.
I think she needs eyebrows. I think she needs facial features. I think she needs arms. I think she needs a lot of things. But we can do that next time. This was quite a harrowing journey of adding our puppet mechanisms in there. But you know what? It was important for us to relearn. I will say, if I did this again, it would definitely go a lot quicker. So I've learned a lot in doing that. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, obviously, please let me know. We'll be live again next week. So we're going to have a double feature next week. First up, I think on Wednesday, I just almost dropped a pair of scissors directly on my foot. That would have been terrible. Okay, so I think that next week, just for people that are watching live right now, we're going to be doing a pretty big announcement, I think on Wednesday, and then next Friday we'll try to finish this fella up. So we're going to try to finish her up on next Friday. We don't have too much more to do, though. That was probably the hardest part. Next up, we just need to crochet a little bit more and then add any kind of things that we want. We need to sew on the arms and stuff like that. But we're doing pretty good. All right, team. Thank you so much for joining today. I know this one was maybe a little bit more boring. I hope it wasn't, but maybe it was. But I hope it wasn't. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. Make sure to like this video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that bell icon. If you want to support us, check out clubcrochet.com. This pattern is going to be available until we finish it. So it's almost done. So if you want to get it for free, you can find it at clubcrochet.com/goblin or just clubcrochet.com in general. All right, everybody. Thanks again for watching. Pasta la pizza. Happy hooking. And
now you hang up. You hang up first. You hang up first. Nah, you no. You hang up first. Nice try. No. You hang up first. All right, thanks. Okay. Bye.
bye, everybody.